University of Lagos, and God bless you. As said by the crowd, not me. And you know what? Our Pro-Chancellor said something in the course of this week, not once, not twice, at least 3 times. He said UNILAG allows those of you who didn't benefit from having your undergraduate degrees to come here to be polished. Our PG form is out, so it's never too late. At 70, we will still admit you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, by the time I say the next things I'm going to say, you will agree with me that if you don't have at least a certificate or a diploma or a degree from the University of Lagos, you have not gone to school. In our midst this morning are eminent scholars of repute. We have Emeritus Professor Abbas, Professor Olushoga Shofola, Professor Giwa Osage. We also have distinguished Professor Igwilu, distinguished Professor Amond, distinguished Professor Alo and his wife, but not the least, is our own distinguished Professor Ibida Kobe Oyewusi, former Vice Chancellor. Well, I'm the registrar and I have the mic, and I'm going to blow my trumpet. I also have in the house my former boss, Mr. Oluwarotimi Shodimu Esquire, former registrar, University of Lagos, and I believe Mrs. Olumide, CFA Olumide, a former registrar, is also with us. We are expecting Mrs. Abegunde and Mr. Okewumi. I also have a colleague, the registrar of Crawford University, Mrs. Fatogun, here in the house. I grooved the other time, please pardon me. Mr. John Momo is a proud alumnus of the University of Lagos and is the owner of Channels Television. That's why we're always on Channels TV. We move on with the other proceedings, and we have in our midst, we've had 4 in the past few days, and today we have 13 vice chancellors from sister universities who are here with their goodwill messages. Chancellor, sir, permit me to call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Management Services, Professor Ben Ogojafo, to invite this visiting Vice Chancellor to present their goodwill messages. Professor Ogojafo, please.
Chancellor, sir, I invite the visiting Vice Chancellor to present good messages to the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. I would like to start with one of our own, a distinguished alumnus at Ayo Babalola University. Next, Dr. Stephen Akitude, University of Jos, University Librarian, representing the Vice Chancellor. Next, Professor Kayode Adebowale, MNI, University of Ibadan. Dr. Babatunde Agbe, Chrisland University, Abeokuta, representing the Vice Chancellor. Professor Sylvester Dare Ojo, Afebola University, Ado-Ekiti, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics. Professor Ibrahim Abubakar Mfodi, University of Maiduguri, representing the Vice Chancellor. His name is Professor Wale Shodikbo. Professor Olusesan Oluyide, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago-Iwoye, Dean, Faculty of Law. Professor Olawale Ajayi, Pan Atlantic University, Lagos, Head of Department of Strategy. Professor Adeyemo Kasifu Aderemi, Lead City University, the Vice Chancellor. Professor Kayode Adekoye, Redeemer University, Ede, Deputy Vice Chancellor. Professor A. Aribabu, Taisolari University of Education, Ijagun, Tause, Vice Chancellor. Professor Rotimi Ajayi, Vice Chancellor, Crawford University, Igbesa. Professor Kenneth Ofokonsi, University of Nigeria, Director, International Collaboration. In the course of this year's convocation ceremony, we also have in our midst Professor Chris Agila, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, representing Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Professor Ogubodede, Professor Ayolabi Elijah, Vice Chancellor, Martin Top University, Mountain of Fire and Miracle. We had the privilege of having some other universities in the course of this year's convocation ceremonies, from Babcock University, University of Port Harcourt, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, who have participated in this year's convocation since Wednesday. We have also in our university, Professor Pastor Zach Emmanuel, representing Vice Chancellor, Anchor University, Lagos. Chancellor sir, may I have a kind permission to call on Ambassador of Finland to come and make 2 minutes remarks on behalf of the Diplomatic Corps to the University of Lagos. Ambassador.
Wow. Wow, what a crowd. A very good morning to everybody. Esteemed Vice Chancellor, if you allow, I will stand on the earlier established protocol. It is an honor to be here at one of the prime universities of Nigeria, and as I know now, actually in one of the only 2 universities in Nigeria. And to be part of this very, very important day. In Finland, in my country, we think that education is the most important thing. It is certainly what built my country. When you don't have many people and not so many natural resources, you have to make the most of all the human potential that you have. And of course, this also applies to bigger countries. No country can afford to waste its human capital. I was pleased and honored recently to receive the Vice Chancellor at the Embassy of Finland in Abuja. And I was even more pleased that we had the opportunity to receive him in Finland. Clearly, he has hit the ground running. My congratulations go to Professor Ogundipe for his investiture as the 12th Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos. I commend his open and active approach towards exploring international and other partnerships. Your quest for the best possible research, development, and innovation, and for the ever more important links with the private sector are certainly putting you on the right track for achieving your goal of becoming the African hub for research and a 21st century world-class university. I congratulate the university, its leadership, and all those part of today's convocation. And I very much look forward to further developing and with the University of Lagos. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for the ambassador. You know, members of the diplomatic corps are usually very conservative. For the ambassador to have said our vice-chancellor has hit the ground running, please, I think we should give the vice-chancellor an applause. The VC intends to make UNILAG the hub of innovation, with research as one of the cornerstones of the new UNILAG. And I remember one of the charges the Pro-Chancellor gave our graduating students is that they should go forward and make an impact. I believe we are making that impact. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we move on with the order of proceedings. In the course of this week, our pulse has increased in millions. And some students went home yesterday highly elated because they had their special prizes not just doubled. In fact, I'm not a mathematician. The linear progression is astounding. And you will know why. The person I'm going to call on next is a legal luminary, a prominent litigator, a philanthropist, a real estate mogul. In fact, yesterday, members of management were showered with plots of land in Lekki. Over 271 members of Senate got lands in Ikorodu and Gbogan. But I promised him I'm going to be a good girl today, so I'm not going to ask for any other plot of land. So please, no more. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to have an alumnus of this great institution. He went to Cambridge and dazzled all of them with his brilliance. And he's back home in Nigeria. He has deemed it fit to be part of the success story of the University of Lagos at this point in time. It's no other person but our own Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, University of Lagos, Dr. Bolanle Olawale Babalakin, SAN OFR, as he addresses this august body.
The visitor of the University of Lagos, President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by Alhaji Rashid, Professor Rashid, the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, represented by Professor Abubakar Rashid,
Executive Secretary, NUC, in his own personal capacity, Professor Abubakar Rashid. He has a tripartite role today, and we must thank him for it. The Chancellor of University of Lagos, our most revered Shehu of Borno, who I'm extremely grateful to. As Pro-Chancellor, University of Maiduguri, he gave us all the support we required. So I'm happy to welcome him to Lagos. The Registrar of JAM, Professor Ishak Oloyede, former Chairman, Committee of Vice Chancellors, former Vice Chancellor, University of Ilorin, and now a Registrar. As mentioned by Professor Rashid, I hope he will not become a director soon. Because having been VC, he is now Registrar. The council members of University of Lagos, the Senate of the University of Lagos, the deans and members of Faculty of Lagos, my comrades, members of the Academic Staff Union, Senior Staff Association, Nigerian Association of Technologies, and non-academic staff. You will see I refer them to as my comrades because we share the same socialist principle. Proud parents, outstanding graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I want to, on this occasion, thank the visitor for the University of Lagos for many reasons. First, he has allowed the autonomy of the universities to blossom. There is no interference in the academic curriculum or the management of the universities from the visitor. Secondly, I want to thank the Minister of Education, probably the most selfless human being and that the education industry in Nigeria prospers extensively. I want to thank the Executive Secretary. In all my dealings in public service, I've never seen a more accessible, more open, more determined person. You can see him anytime you want to see him. Once it's an issue on education, he's totally committed to it. We wish you a great tenure. Ladies and gentlemen, my address today is very brief. In May 12, 2001, I had the privilege of delivering a lecture to my alma mater, Government College Ibadan. And the title of the speech was The Nigerian Intelligentsia, an Endangered Species. What was I seeking to say? I followed chronologically what had happened to the educational system in Nigeria before and where we have found ourselves today. The definition of intelligentsia in the Longman Dictionary states as follows: the people in society who are highly educated and often concern themselves with ideas and new developments. this is the challenge of today. The Nigerian intelligentsia has largely lost out in the battle for Nigeria. Today I'm making a clarion call to you all that it's not sufficient to earn a living. It's not sufficient to be wealthy. It's more important to participate in the development of your country. For having the courage to pursue a subsequent degree, you have already shown clearly that you intend to be part of the intelligentsia. But it shouldn't end there. We hope we'll see UNILAG graduates actively participating in all aspects of government, all aspects of the civil society, and generally found in places where we're seeking. We have to stop this convincingly. We have to stop this not by running away, not by saying that governance is for those who cannot do better. Governance is for us all. Let us participate. Let us contribute so that at the end of the day, we'll create a great nation. I have no doubt in my mind that UNILAG is at the forefront of making this happen. I will say to you all, go to the world, be determined, and be ready to turn every stumbling block to a stepping stone for the attainment of a greater height. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pro-Chancellor. I believe our postgraduate students have heard the clarion call. Please contribute to the progress of this country, this nation, Nigeria, that we call our own. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Oba of Lagos was with us on Tuesday, and we know that he's the Eleko of Eko. But this morning we have in our midst the Baale of Abule Oja, our own local landlord, Chief MKJ Adedeji Balogun Eletu. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you for coming. Kade Ope lori o. I believe esprit de corps was moving. Our Pro-Chancellor is an SAN. One of the awardees is an SAN. And that's why we have another proud alumnus of this institution, the person of Chief Wole Olanipekun. We appreciate you for coming. Thank you, sir. Yes, we have come to the meat of the matter. They've been calling me professor this week. My Pro-Chancellor called me professor. Can I become a professor? Because now we are going to the conferment of titles of distinguished professors and emeritus professors. You know, those people with 10 books. So to become distinguished, it will be 20 books. To become emeritus, 30 books. Chancellor, sir, the Senate and Council of the University have decided to confer titles of emeritus professor and distinguished professor on enlisted retired professor and serving professors who have distinguished themselves in their various academic fields. May I now invite the university orator, Professor Yelowo Oyewo, to present each honoree. Professor Yewo.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, permit me to stand on a well-established existing protocol and to seek your permission to put on my glasses to protect myself from the glare of these lights that affected my sight during Tuesday's performance. And I tender my apology for keeping the Vice Chancellor standing for more than necessary and to the community for a less than, par performance. So I'll invite the first of the conferees to the rank of Emeritus Professor, Professor Modupe Ogulesi. I had the privilege of working with Professor Modupe Ogulesi when she was the Deputy Vice Chancellor and I was the Dean of the Faculty of Law. Interesting times working with him. Professor Modupe Ogulesi was born on the 27th December 1946. Her parents were Venerable Daniel Ademola and Comfort Anuyemi Olaiton, both from Oderemo. She had her primary education at St. Michael's Anglican School and St. Clair's Girls' School, both in Offa, from 1952 to 1957, and proceeded to Queen's School, Ede, for her secondary education, during which she enjoyed a Western Nigeria government scholarship. She obtained the best result in the final examinations. She proceeded to Queen's College, Lagos, for the higher school certificate program and passed 4 subjects: pure mathematics, applied mathematics, physics, and chemistry with flying colors. She was admitted to the University of Ibadan in 1965 to read chemistry, and at the end of the first year, she was awarded university scholarship and federal government scholarship on merit. In 1968, she graduated with first-class honors in chemistry and was awarded a university scholarship to enroll for the PhD program in chemistry under the supervision of Professor J.G. Bittlestone. She was awarded the degree in March 1972, thus becoming the first female student to graduate with a PhD chemistry in the Nigerian university system. She served as a junior research fellow from October to December 1971 at University of Ibadan and joined the services of the University of Lagos in January 1972 as lecturer 2 and rose through the ranks to become professor in 1996. She was at various times the head of chemistry department 1992 to 2002 and deputy vice chancellor academic and research 2007 to 2011. She got fellowship awards from the international science programs based in the University of Uppsala, Sweden, to carry out postdoctoral research at the Institute of Biochemistry, Biomedical Center, University of Uppsala, 1977 to 1978, under Professor Stella Hurton, and was also the recipient of several short-term fellowships between 1983 and 1989 to carry out structural analysis on bacterial cell wall polysaccharides and plant polysaccharides at the Institute of Organic Chemistry, Stockholm University, under the supervision of Professor Ben Lindberg and docent Per Eric Jansen. Her current research, in conjunction with Professor Wesley Okai, is in the areas of medicinal plants, bioelectrochemistry, and environmental monitoring. Analysis of essential oil samples from plants used in alternative medicine for the management of male and female infertility, asthma, uterine disorders, sickle cell disease, cancer, breast cancer, epilepsy, leprosy, as well as skin, nervous, and psychiatric disorders have been carried out.
Announcing the arrival of the Ooni of Ife. His Imperial Majesty Ọba Adéyẹyè Ẹnìtàn Ògúnwùsì Ọ̀jájá II is here in our midst.
We welcome into our midst the Ooni of Ife. You are welcome, Your Royal Highness. I'll return to the citation of Professor Modupe Ogunlesi. Our current research, in conjunction with Professor Wesley Okai, is in the areas of medicinal plants, bioelectrochemistry and environmental monitoring, analysis of essential oil samples from plants used in alternative medicine for the management of male and female infertility, asthma, uterine disorder, sickle cell disease, cancer, breast cancer, epilepsy, leprosy, as well as skin, nervous, and psychiatric disorders have been carried out. In some cases, it has been possible to correlate the constituents with the medicinal uses of the plants. The determination of the vitamin C concentration in about 90 tropical fruits, vegetables, and fruits were carried out, and the method employed is being adopted in several laboratories worldwide. A novel method for the identification of human genotypes has been reported. The concentrations of heavy metals in samples of water, soil, and plants obtained from Zamfara State, where lead has been implicated in the high mortality of women and children, were determined. Professor Ogunlesi is a member of the American Chemical Society, International Society of Electrochemistry, and Society for Electroanalytical Chemistry, USA. Institute of Public Analysts of Nigeria, and Fellow of the Chemical Society of Nigeria. She's married with children. I present Professor Modupe Ogunlesi.
By the authority vested in me by as a Chancellor, I confer upon you the title of Emeritus Professor of the University of Lagos. Congratulations.
We'll now proceed to the next category of conferees. distinguished professorship. I'll be inviting Professor Ayodeji Oladimeji Olukoju. Ayodeji Oladimeji Olukoju, BA First Class Honors UNN, MA PhD Ibadan. Taught at Ogun State University from 1984 to 1987 before joining the services of University of Lagos in 1987. Appointed professor on October 1, 1998. He has been head, Department of History, 2001 to 2014, Dean of Arts, 2005 to 2009, University of Lagos Best Researcher in the Arts and Humanities, 2006 to 2009, Fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Letters since 2011, and two-term Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, Imota. Professor Olukoju's over 120 scholarly publications include Maritime Trade, Port Development and Administration, The Japanese Experience and Lessons for Nigeria, Tokyo 1996, Infrastructure Development and Urban Facilities in Lagos, 1861 to 2000, Ibadan 2003, The Liverpool of West Africa, The Dynamics and Impacts of Maritime Trade in Lagos, Trenton, New Jersey, 2004, Culture and Customs of Liberia, Westport, Connecticut, 2006, and the 14th Commissar of the Works, The Life and Labor of Rauf Aregbesola, Lagos and Winnipeg, 2007. His other publications are monographs, edited books, chapters in books, and 39 articles in journals of global history, Journal of Transport History, International Journal of Maritime History, Journal of African History, International Review of Social History, among others. Olukoju served on the editorial boards of African Economic History, Africa Zamani, Journal of African History, and History in Africa. Professor Olukoju, the first ever African member, Executive Committee of the International Maritime Economic History Association, 2008 to 2012, member, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs Governing Council, 2011 to 2012, and current member, Advisory Board of the African Peace Building Network, has consulted with UNESCO, Ford Foundation, the Netherlands Foundation for Tropical Research, the Israel Science Foundation, and the Nigerian National Merit Award Board. I present Professor Ayodeji Oladimeji.
Authority vested in me as the Chancellor, I confer upon you the title of Distinguished Professor of the University of Lagos.
Please,
Chancellor, sir, as I invite the next honoree, Professor Taiwo Adetayo Shipito. In order not to recuse myself, I must disclose my bias in this particular honoree. He was my former head of the department, and as we jokingly refer to ourselves, is my brother from another mother. Professor Taiwo Adetayo Shipito, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and his lovely twin sister, Professor Kendi Ololade Adeyinka, of Department of Chemistry, now you know, University of Lagos, were born on 14th November 1956 to Chief Bayo Oshipito and late Mrs. Modupe Olayinka Oshipito. Professor Oshipito attended Olivet Baptist High School, Oyo State, for his ordinary level school certificate, and the Polytechnic Ibadan, Oyo State, for his GCE level certificate between 1977 and 1980. He was an undergraduate of the prestigious faculty of, between 1977 and 1980, he was an undergraduate of the prestigious Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. Great Akokite. Great Akokite. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest. It's an alumnus, it's one of us. He was an undergraduate of the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. After obtaining his LLB degree, he proceeded to the Nigerian Law School, Victoria Island, Lagos, for the mandatory practical training preparation to his being called to the Nigerian bar. He successfully completed his studies at the Nigerian Law School and was called to the Nigerian bar in July 1981, which entitled him to enroll and practice as a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. During the bar final exams, he emerged as the overall best student in civil procedure, and this earned him the coveted Honorable Justice Shomolu Memorial Prize for the best student in civil procedure. From September 1981 to September 1982, Professor Shipito was a postgraduate student of the London School of Economics and Political Science, which was then one of the colleges of the University of London. He successfully completed his LLM degree examination with distinction. His journey as an academic began in December 1982 when Professor Shipito was posted to the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos, for his primary assignment as a youth corps member. Thereafter, he was employed as lecturer grade 2 on 18th November 1983. He rose progressively to lecturer grade 1 1985, senior lecturer 1988, associate professor 1992, and professor of public law in 1998. In 2002, he was elevated to the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, which is the highest recognition accorded legal practitioners who have distinguished themselves in the legal profession. In 2012, he was awarded the fellowship of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators of Nigeria. At various times, Professor Shipito served the nation at state and federal levels. Between October 2004 and October 2012, he was a member of the Governing Council of the Lagos State University. He served as chairman of the visitation panel to Ogun State University in 2005. He was the nominee of Ogun State government on the board of Wema Bank PLC. In July 1998, he was appointed the special advisor on constitutional and legal matters to the Chief of General Staff and chairman of the Provisional Ruling Council of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, late Admiral Mike Ohai. He also served as a member of the Constitution Coordinating and Debating Committee that drafted the 1999 Constitution. He served as a member of the Technical Committee of the National Council on Privatization. He was acting head of Department of Public Law, August 1992 to July 1995, and head of Department of Public Law, 28 August 2008 to 31st July 2013. He was the chairman, Academic Forum of the Nigerian Bar Association, 2006 to 2008. He presently chairs the Board of Directors of University of Lagos Consultancy Services Limited, Legal Advisory Services Board of University of Lagos, Faculty of Law, University of Lagos, Alumni Relations. He is happily married to Mrs. Cecilia Oshipito, who also shares the same birthday with him. The marriage is blessed with 4 wonderful children who are all lawyers. I present Professor Taiwo Adetayo Oshipito, SAN. May I invite Mrs. Cecilia Kweji Oshipito to come forward. His twin, Professor Lainka.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, I confer upon you the title of Distinguished Professor of the University of Lagos. Congratulations.
Very unusual to have twins being professors in different disciplines. I will now invite the next honoree, Professor Herbert A.B. Coker. Professor Coker, please. Professor Herbert Coker joined the services of the University of Lagos as Lecturer 1 in Pharmaceutical Chemistry in December 1984 after a 3.5-year stint at the University of Strathclyde, Glasgow. He combined resources and service with some expiratory staff and a handful of other Nigerians in nurturing the fledgling School of Pharmacy to professional and national accreditation and a full-fledged status of a Faculty of Pharmacy. Professor Coker rose to the rank of professor in October 1994. He has been actively involved in teaching and research at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels in the areas of general chemistry, medicinal chemistry, biopharmaceutics, natural product chemistry, clinical pharmacology, and therapeutics. He has collaborated in research with other scientists in various units of the College of Medicine. For example, human physiology, pharmacology, human anatomy, internal medicine, hematology, medical microbiology, and parasitology in the disease areas of malaria, pain management, internal medicine, sickle cell disease, infectious diseases, bioprospecting, drug discovery and drug clinical trials. Academic proceeds from these research endeavors are reflected in its numerous publications. Professor Coker has tutored and mentored hundreds of undergraduate and postgraduate pharmacists and other professionals, and these personnel can be found all over the world in various walks of pharmacy practice, in academia, government, private practice, and the pharmaceutical industry. Professor Coker has held several positions in the Faculty of Pharmacy and the University of Lagos over the years. He has served as head of Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry and the Dean of Faculty Pharmacy at various times. He was once a Deputy Provost of the College of Medicine of the University of Lagos. He is a member of many professional bodies, including the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, the International Society for the Study of Xenobiotics, ISSX, the Institute of Public Analysts of Nigeria, IPAN, the Lagos University Medical Society, LUMS, the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy, FNA, FAM, West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy, FWAPCP. Professor Coker is highly indebted to his immediate family for support and encouragement in life, to extant members of family, friends, and colleagues for long support and friendship. He gives glory to God Almighty. I present Professor Hubert A.B. Coker.
Vested in me as the Chancellor, I confer upon you the title of Distinguished Professor of the University of Lagos.
We'll proceed by inviting Professor Onotolu Odukoya Professor Onatolu Odukoya. Professor Onatolu Odukoya was born 7 July 1950 in Lagos State. Is married to Mrs. Oluwatoyin Odukoya and blessed with 4 children. Professor Odukoya attended Igbobi College, Yaba, Lagos, where he obtained his West African certificate in 1968 and higher school at the same Igbobi College, Yaba, 1969 to 1970. He was an undergraduate of Department of Oral Pathology and Oral Biology, Faculty of Dental Science, where he obtained his BDS, University of Lagos. He was appointed the House Officer, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, 1976 to 1977. NYSC Dental Officer, 1977 to 1978. Senior House Officer Registrar, 1978-1979, Research Fellow 2, University of Lagos, 1979 to 1983, Research Fellow, Harvard University, 1980 to 1984, Research Fellow 1, University of Lagos, 1983 to 1985. He became the Departmental Coordinator of Dentistry, Department, University of Lagos, 1984 to 1985. He was appointed Senior Lecturer, Dentistry Department, University of Lagos in 1985. He became an Associate Professor in 1991 and was inaugurated as Professor in Oral Pathology and Oral Biology in 1996. He was made the Acting Head of Department, University of Lagos, 1986 to 1987, and was appointed the Head of Department in 2007 till 2010. He became a Commonwealth Medical Fellow 1988 to 1989, Associate Professor King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia, 1992 to 1994, Head of Division of Oral Pathology, King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia, 1993 to 1994. Professor Odukoya has over 50 scholarly publications. He has received several awards and grants, including prizes from Welcome Nigeria Trust Research, among others. He was the Chief Medical Director of Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH, from November 1998 to October 2006. He is currently researching on a survey of prevalence of new cases of oral tumors in the rural and metropolitan communities in the southern part of Nigeria. He has collaborations with 2 outstanding American Fulbright scholars. He is also the President and Chairman of the Governing Council of Emergency Crisis and Risk Management Institute. I present Professor Onatolu Odukoya.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, I confer upon you the title of Distinguished Professor of the University of Lagos. Congratulations.
It is my pleasure to present this certificate to you for your remarkable distinction as an who has been found deserving of the honor of a distinguished professor of the University of Lagos. Congratulations.
May I invite Mrs. Odukoya to please come up? And that concludes the conferment of distinguished professor emeritus.
Please, just as we are getting ready to take pictures with the awardees, can Dr. Damilola Ogunlesi please come up for a photograph with Mama so that the families will join the awardees? All the awardees, please join the members, our royal fathers, the visitor, and the pro-chancellor. That's okay. Please, kindly, let's stand up. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst today, former Vice Chancellor of Federal University. That's the local university that I went to, you know, the Oba University. Also with us is Steve Olade, staunch supporter of this university. He has been with us since Tuesday. We thank you very much, sir. God bless you. We recognize the representative of Senator Remiu Tinubu, Dr. Tokunbo Oluwole. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. We also have in the House Senator Oluseye Ogunlewe, a proud alumnus of this great institution. I also want to recognize the presence of Dr. J.J., also a proud alumnus of this institution. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we go on with the order of proceedings. These are the men and women who have done us proud in their various fields of endeavor. I remind you that the University of Lagos actually exports vice chancellors. Two of the people, in fact, three of the people that came as having, they are on loan to Sister University, the VC of Mountain Top, the VC of Joseph Ayo Babalola, and the VC of Unicris. And you know, Professor Lukoju went away on loan and is back. We produce the best. Ladies and gentlemen, having been
of the investiture of my good friend and brother, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, as the 12th Vice Chancellor of our great university, University of Lagos, I just want to say kudos to you, bro. Congratulations. Best of luck. Bless you.
Chancellor of the University of Lagos. I stand on existing protocols. Distinguished professors, as I wrote in my letter to the University of Lagos again, coming with fresh vision, aligning ourselves with the aspiration of the Vice Chancellor to launch the university into greater realms, to help the university to be in the single digits of universities in Africa, and even make the first 500 in the world. We work to achieve this honor, and I wish the university greater blessings and increased cohesion, and that the future will be brighter and brighter. Thank you very much.
You know, Professor Ogunles is a woman of few words. That's why I didn't pick a lawyer. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we go on with the order of proceedings, and next is the address by the father of this university. Chancellor, sir, may I humbly invite you, our Chancellor, Your Royal Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Umar Garba El Kanemi, CFR, Doctor of Science in Public Administration, honoris causa, to kindly address this august body. Chancellor, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. The Visitor, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, ably represented by Bakr Rashid, members of the National Assembly here present, the Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, the Pro-Chancellor and other members of Council, the Vice-Chancellor and other principal officers of the University of Lagos, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Registrar, Vice-Chancellor and representative of other sister universities here present, Registrar of the JAM, Professor Oloade, the Deans, Director and heads of departments and units, representative of professional bodies, members of the Alumni Association here present, our dear students, gentlemen of press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with gratitude to Allah the Almighty and great pleasure that I welcome you all to the 2017 Convocation Ceremony of the University of Lagos. Let me first of all welcome His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented, who despite his numerous schedules is able to share the joys of this occasion with our graduating students and university community. Mr. President, you are most welcome. I congratulate the parents and well-wishers here present today as they celebrate the remarkable achievement of our graduating students who have toiled day and night and are finally being celebrated for their hard work. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I also use this unique opportunity to formally congratulate the new Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ogundufe, PAS, on his appointment as the 12th Vice-Chancellor of the University. I am happy to note with delight that the appointment of the Vice-Chancellor was conducted in a free and fair environment without rancor, and this is what is expected of intellectuals. I must congratulate the Governing Council under the leadership of Dr. Wale Babalakin's son, the Senate, the university management, and the entire university community for the great feat achieved. I particularly thank the former Vice Chancellor, Professor Rahman Bello, for providing and exhibiting the desired leadership disposition, during which the university recorded tremendous success and development in all sectors. We are indeed grateful and appreciate the unique role you play in promoting the ideals of the great universities. On my part, I want to assure the Vice Chancellor and management of my support and cooperation all the time. I wish to also register my appreciation to all those who have contributed to the remarkable achievement and academic success recorded by the university, especially the establishment of the television station and approval of the operating license, which is first of its kind in Nigeria, and indeed numerous other achievements which the Vice Chancellor would speak on. While we are here to celebrate achievement and academic success of the university, I consider it imperative to appeal to His Excellency, Mr. President, and our vista that the university system anywhere in the world cannot effectively function without adequate funding for expansion, services, research, training, development, etc. The University of Lagos has its fair share of financial concern, which is stand on its vision to accomplish many areas of development towards achieving more academic excellence and providing the required manpower needs of our country. It is against this background that which is one of the pride of the nation. Similarly, the issue of frequent non-academic staff strike is also taking its role on the university's program and should not be allowed to degenerate. It is my sincere hope that government will resolve the instant strike by involving the union in dialogue and find lasting solution. Finally, I heartily congratulate all graduating students for the academic attainment, and I hope you'll all be good ambassadors of this university. We pray that the students on campus would follow your footsteps and be law-abiding so that the university would witness sound academic success in generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Chancellor. I urge you all to take the counsel of His Royal Eminence to heart. Please, let's work towards a better Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Chancellor, sir, some of our postgraduate students have distinguished themselves in their various fields of endeavor by winning special prizes during the 2016-2017 session. May I now invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, Professor Oluwole Familoni, to present the prize winners.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you those students of School of Postgraduate Studies who have distinguished themselves by winning special prizes in their respective field of study during the 2016-2017 session. The names of the prize winners and the prizes that they have won are indicated, and I will read them. The students are advised to go to DSC's office and submit their names and their account numbers so that they can get the prizes. As I read the names, all prize winners should come up for a handshake with the Chancellor and the Post-Chancellor. They are, for the Umponun Owusu Prize, 25,000 to the best student in MPH, won by Adegoke Olamide Abimbola. Caroline Olubukola Oshibogun Prize. 25,000 to the best student in MPH, won by Adegoke Olamide Abimbola.
Please come out for a handshake with the Vice Chancellor.
Please come up. Handshake with it. The third one is Poly Eminike Prize, 100,000 cash to the best graduating full-time student in MSc Business Administration at School of Postgraduate Students. No qualified candidate this year. The Poly Eminike Prize, 100,000 cash to the best graduating full-time student in MSc Business Administration Marketing, School of Postgraduate Studies, won by Moke Wenyen Kehinde Anita. The Chief Poly Eminike Prize, 100,000 to the best graduating full-time student BSc Business Administration, Organization Behavior, School of Postgraduate Studies, won by Ajeyomi Ademola Olukayode. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Prize, 200,000 cash prize to the best MBA graduate student in entrepreneurship, BUS 812, won by Ogbeche Ukwendi Miriam. Otumba Gbenga Daniel Prize, 50,000 to the best graduate student in management, MBA full-time, for the School of Postgraduate Studies, Ogbeche Ukwendi Miriam, second time. The late Professor Adetokunbo Babatunde Shofulu Prize, 50,000 to the best PhD thesis in the university, won by Ibrahim Mutiat Bolanle. Professor Abdul Fattah Biola Mabadije Prize, 25,000 to the best graduate student in MSc Pharmacology, won by Shote Ifedola Po Adeshola. Late Professor Munisola Arinola Taiwo Prize, 50,000 to the best graduating student in microbiology, MIC 805, won by Akinusi Ololade Olarewaju. The late Chief Dr. Abel Ubeku Prize, 25,000 cash prize to the best overall graduate student in MSc Industrial Relations and Personnel Management, IRPM, won by Idowu Taufik Adenekon. CP Abayomi Prize, won by Iyama Daniel Edewo. Professor Ayoka Okola Olushaki Prize, 25,000 cash prize to the best PhD student with the best thesis in counseling education, won by.
Can you hear? Hello. Now, no honor for there. For your life, never tell me that.
Late Chief Festus Okotiebo Academic Prize, 250,000 cash to the best PhD thesis in public finance, banking and finance, won by Oshoba.
You're all welcome still. It is still live streaming at the main hall, JF Ade Ajayi Auditorium, live at the University of First Choice and Nations Pride. Because it's the third day of the convocation, which of course concludes to the very last day. I have my colleague here who have been on the ground right from the very first day until today. And of course, we'll be doing this all together, giving us serious information to tell exactly what has been happening, who and who have been bagging those great awards, and who is going to create labor for us come next future. So Tella, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Peter. Yeah, it's the 49th Convocation Ceremony still going on of the 2016-2017 academic year. And of course, we have those of the School of Postgraduate Studies, and today we still have the conferments of the titles of distinguished and emeritus professors. And if you have been following closely, you realize that for this time around we have a total of 12,638 total graduating students. And it's also interesting to know that for the first degree and diplomas, we have 6,816 people, and that accounts for 53.9% of the total graduating students.
Which was not the same
last year. And this time around too, it is remarkable to know that for the postgraduating students, we have a total of 5,822, and this is 46.1%. And if you take a close look at this, you'll figure out that there is a close margin between the undergraduate and the postgraduate.
And also we should not forget that the whole ideology behind our university, of course, is to create more room for postgraduate studies.
Exactly. At this time, the University of Lagos is actually gravitating toward making the university a university for the postgraduate students and concentrating also on distance learning institute. So in a couple of years, we can expect that we do not have more of the undergraduate students, but we are going to have more of the postgraduate students. And let me quickly give you a breakdown of the postgraduate students. That's what we have today. We have of the total of 5,822 of them, we have 123 for PhD, and yes, we have 5,190 for master's degree, and 509 for postgraduate diploma, and that's the next.
Okay, we'll return back to our live broadcast. We'll be giving you people exactly live everything that is happening live at the JF Adeajayo Auditorium, University of Lagos, University of First Choice, and the nation's pride. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
School of Postgraduate Studies to present those students who have qualified for higher degrees of the University of Lagos during the 2016-17 session.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you those students of the School of Postgraduate Studies who have successfully completed their Doctor of Philosophy in the 2016-2017 session, those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on pages 155 to 169 and page 274 of the convocation proceedings, for whom I stand proxy. May I now request the graduating students of the School of Postgraduate Studies who have successfully completed their Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, and whose names appear on pages 155 to 169 and 274 of the 2017 Convocation Order of Proceedings to stand up, doff their caps, and remain standing until they are admitted to their degree by the Chancellor.
By the authority of Senate, I confer on you all and severally the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD of the University of Lagos. Congratulations.
Please be seated. In our usual characteristic manner, every year we select the best PhD thesis in the humanities and in the sciences. This year, 2 of the graduates have been selected after a very rigorous selection process for the award of the best PhD thesis. I will now mention their names. They will come forward and shake hands with the Chancellor. The first person is Amadou Najim Akinjide. He had the best PhD in commercial law and industrial law. That's the best PhD in humanities, in industrial and commercial law. And the second person who has the overall best PhD thesis is by name Ibrahim Mutiat Bolanli, PhD Pharmacognosy. PhD Pharmacognosy, and the best overall, or overall best PhD thesis. The two of them will receive the award, that is laptop for each of them, and the overall, in addition, 50,000 naira at the next board meeting holding on the 23rd of this month. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you those students of the School of Postgraduate Studies who have successfully completed their Doctor of Philosophy in the 2016-2017 session. Those present and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear on pages 155 to 169 and 274, for whom I stand proxy. I now call the names of the graduating PhD candidates, and they will move forward to shake hands with the Chancellor. Bakshaw Karibo Benea, PhD, Production and Operations Management. The particulars are as projected. Nwagu Kennedy Ogona, PhD, Marketing. Adediobo Vincent Okechukwu, PhD, Chemical Engineering. Olabi Rashid Othman, PhD, Chemical Engineering. Adeyanju Olusiji Ayoade, PhD, Chemical Engineering. Osobase Anthony Onagiese, PhD, Economics. Bernard Ebere, PhD, Geophysics. Ajayi Abiodun Toluwalashe, PhD, Philosophy. Orieke Nana Orieke Mba, PhD, Systems Engineering.
I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Education, University of Lagos.
Obaje Alex Friday, PhD, Social Studies Education. Okuzu Jane Ogwamaka, PhD, Parasitology and Bioinformatics. Oyere Nena Victoria, PhD, Finance. Ibitoye Zacchaeus Ayo, PhD, Medical Physics. Kushima Abiodun Mashud, PhD, Architecture. Oyebanji Elizabeth Olawuni, PhD, Botany. Ofo Edith Ukamaka, PhD, Chemistry. Ojieson Silva Abulime, PhD, Theatre Arts. Eleshin Abisoye Ademola, PhD, Yoruba. Ogunriade Samson Oludayo, PhD, Mathematics. Oyebamiji Olufunke Omalayo, PhD, Microbiology. Obi Chioma Christiana, PhD, Microbiology. Ojaleye Omotayo, PhD, Education Mathematics. Igo Merero, Marketing. Nwakama Ndubuisi Moses Chikere, PhD, Technology. Olushola, PhD, Biochemistry. Odebode Adeyinka John, PhD, Botany. Alaneme Gloria Chinyere, PhD, Management. Idowu Ademola, PhD. PhD, Computer Science. Ajayi Olasupo Opeyemi, PhD, Computer Science. Oniha Izengbe Safi Josephine Obiajulu, PhD, Guidance and Counseling. Idowu Rashid Ajani, PhD, Measurement and Evaluation. Okoye Philomena Chiugo Nwaneka, PhD, Educational Psychology. Odewale Olusheyi, PhD, Guidance and Counseling. Igbinosa Victor Omaroye, PhD, Measurement and Evaluation. Ibe Moses Kelechi Comfort, PhD, Educational Administration. Shonuga Adedoyinsola Olajumake, PhD, Industrial Relations and Personnel Management. Ebele Chuku Ikura Iruka, PhD, French. Ogotola Leah Olushola, PhD, French.
We're still live at the JF Ade Ajayi main auditorium, and we have been privileged to have one of the best students, and she goes by the name Dr. Adegoke Olamide. She is the best student in Masters of Healthcare, and of course we'll have her here with us. We'll ask her one or two questions. It's good to have you here. How do you feel?
I feel very good and elated today. Thank you.
Okay, so real fast, let me ask you, what were your challenges while trying to reach the stage?
Wow, it was a tasking one for me, being a mother, being a working doctor, because I work in one of the primary health centers in Lagos. But I thank God for helping me to surmount the task, because I really can't can't say how it came to be. It was actually very, very enormous for me. Having to take care of 2 children, having a work, and having to do a full-time master's at the same time. But I know that with determination and with good focus, I was able to overcome the challenges I faced. And I am happy that I'm victorious today. Thank you.
I must say, well, you as a mother, it would have been so tremendous having you. But nevertheless, let me just ask you first, what will be your aspiration, messages to young, vibrant women who want to be like you in the future?
Well, they say the sky is the limit, but I must tell you that there is more beyond the skies. Right from my childhood, I've actually been very determined. And so during my undergraduate days in the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, I also emerged as the best graduating student in 2010. And I had to take a break, motherhood, and, before I continued my career again. I just want to advise women out there, and of course all youths, that if you put your heart to something, if you actually want to do something, you can get it done, no matter how difficult or how challenging the task ahead of you may be. If you are determined and focused and you put your trust in God, definitely you will get your goal. Thank you.
If you are determined and you put your focus in God, and of course before I let you go, what will be your definition of an ideal Nigeria?
Wow, ideal Nigeria. Nigeria as we know it is the giant of Africa.
Definitely.
My idea of an ideal Nigeria would be Nigeria that takes care of the future of the coming generations. When we think of what the future ahead has in stock for the coming generation, and we can plan towards achieving those goals, we would be able to have an ideal Nigeria. But if we continue at the pace at which we are running right now, I don't know if we're going to be able to make that goal. But in public health, we say something about sustainable development. So we need to work on sustainable development right now so that we can get an ideal Nigeria. Thank you.
Before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to give us a shout out to? Because this has been streamed all over the world.
Yeah, shout out to God. Shout out to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bolade. To my in-laws, they have been very wonderful. And of course to my husband, Dr. Adegoke Oluwaseun Adeboye, who support me so much. My children, to my lecturers, my friends, my colleagues, my patients at work, to everybody who stood by me during this journey, I want to say a big thank you to you. Thank you so much.
It's good to have you. We'll go back straight to our live broadcast on Unilab TV. We're having a live stream at JF Ade Ajayi Main Auditorium. Do not drift, do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Salami Fatai Ayola, PhD, Population Education. Counseling. Okeleke Priscilla Kuteli, PhD, Guidance and Counseling. Oparaduru John Oyemauche, PhD, Guidance and Counseling. Diaja Florence Ogona, PhD, Educational Psychology. Dalamu Taufik Olaiwala, PhD, English Language. Aluede Jackson Akere, PhD, History and Ashley Moesiri, PhD, PhD Abimbola Rashidat, PhD. Ribasi Uche Thesia, PhD, Medical Parasitology. Michael, PhD, Philosophy. Oyekan Adeolu Oluwaseyi, PhD, Philosophy.
Amiibo Vice Chancellor, Professor
Odunbaku,
Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, on
Omayena,
the occasion of his
Rosemary,
investiture as the 12th Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos. Sir, congratulations to you. We wish you a successful tenure and we wish you God's blessings and His mercy. And also to congratulate our graduating students. You have done very well. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Oladejo Tolulope Odunayo, PhD, English Language. Oyalowo Basirat Ashabi, PhD, Estate Management. Bine Kayode Adeyemi, PhD, Geography. Olayiwola Patrick Shola, PhD, Systems Engineering. And last but not the least, Amagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it might interest you to know that my faculty, the Faculty of Education, specifically the Department of Educational Foundations